The Voice of Nigeria, VON, is seeking collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, to project positive narratives about Nigeria in Africa. The Director General of VON, Malam Jibrin Baba-Ndace, stated this when he paid a courtesy visit to his counterpart at the headquarters of NBC in Abuja. He said VON is willing to run campaigns to create awareness about fake news, misinformation and disinformation, adding that his organization will also want to partner with the Commission on workshops, seminars and others in line with global best practices.
We are determined with our team to seek new partnership, consolidate on the existing one like what we have here, in telling Nigeria and African story. And you are right in what you said. There is no public platform like Voice of Nigeria on the continent of Africa that on daily basis is empowered by law that has the mandate to tell Nigeria and African story, to build positive narrative about Nigeria and Nigerians, Africa and Africa. And there's even no better time to do it than now, when people are busy telling their own stories. We should tell our own. If you don't tell our own, we'll tell it. And I want to assure you, my brother and the entire team, that as Director General, Voice of Nigeria, working with my team, we're very determined and will be very unapologetic about telling truthful, believable and timely, consistent narrative about Nigeria and Nigeria, Africa and Africa. We cannot achieve this without the support of NBC. And why the role of NBC, like we have shared with you, what people see about NBC is when NBC wears the big stick. But the role of NBC is much more strategic. It's about content creation. It's about telling you to do the right thing. It's about telling you that if you have a radio station, you don't just garbage in and garbage out. You don't bring down your people. You don't bring down your country. You don't just go and say you're an anchor. When you do, you cannot contextualize knowledge. If you cannot understand the context, the sensibility, the difference and difference of people as a nation, about religion, about ethnicity, about the diversity, about why if you say something in a language, what it means to those people, then you shouldn't go on radio. You shouldn't be an anchor. And if you're an anchor, you don't have the capacity to be able to control the people you invite to your station, then you also shouldn't be an anchor. We have the human resources to do it, to partner with you. We also have the right contact. We work with international organizations who also offer training and even sometimes internship and fellowship to our members. Many of the senior people find there's hardly anybody who haven't trained abroad. Some have spent 5 years, some 4 years in France with Deutsche Welle, with Radio France International and other international organizations, BBC and similar organizations, and then they return back. So we have the required human resources to partner with you. We are also very determined to be the buffer in telling and sharing the Renew Hope agenda of the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we are very lucky that the President, and through the Honorable Minister of Information, has been very consistent in saying that this is not a government of propaganda. We say it as it is, but we have a responsibility and we are going to do it, to tell the world what we are doing. We are not saying that Nigeria is a perfect country. There is no perfect country in the world. As Director General, we are going to be very, very unapologetic in sharing true Nigerian and African story.
In his response, the Director General of NBC said the Commission has the mandate of bringing the media to be at par with best practices in terms of content sharing and others.
There are so many positive stories about Nigeria. We have always had the negatives, and even if you go outside the country, people mention the fact that, oh, Nigeria is this and that. But then if you change it on the flip side, they will tell you Nigerians are good at this and that. I mean, the popular adage, saying that goes out there, if you find a country you don't find a Nigerian, there's no need to stay there. So if we're that hardworking, if we're able to generate business, if we're able to make things work in a certain way, there's a positive side, and we should tell the story. So we should encourage content producers and story writers to focus more on the positives. And it will, I think, you know, and if we then add a reliable platform, we then add a reliable distribution to it, we will be told all over the world. We have licensees who are complaining that their revenues are going to the skit makers. What has changed? Is the story, is the content, you know. So we have a lot to do, and I believe our collaboration and our synergies can change this. So I would encourage us to work closely in what we're doing. I'm already speaking to our brother in the NOA, National Orientation Agency, because they have the core mandate, you know, also in alignment with the president's agenda for us to do certain things in a certain way to achieve a deliverable result. So we all have to collaborate one way or the other, join hands together, have interagency discussions that we can pull together and achieve a singular purpose, which is to move media from what it is today to what it's supposed to be.
High point of the visit was the presentation of souvenirs to Von DG.